If I sit like this, you can't tell.
You're right. If you sit like that, I can't see them. Up there's your table that we were talking about before I went live, and I need to click the go live on Face or Instagram. Hi, Instagram. You're with us now for the next hour. For episode 90 of Slurp Book
Damn.
podcast. Yeah, that's us.
100. Wow.
We're
Well,
getting
you know what
close.
I'm saying.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Okay, this is the
Good for
ultimate give up. The trash can is, arm's length away. I'm throwing things at it. They're not going in, and I'm not leaning over to pick them up. I
all
will
right.
get them after we're done.
So,
That's what we're looking
so I was telling you right before we went on, because I had some things not configured correctly. I got a new work monitor that is here,
Okay.
and it is a gigantic curved monitor.
Oh, how did those work? I've always
Uh,
wondered.
it's really impressive when like QuickBooks is open on it. Of course, the other day I was doing our monthly billing, and I kept finding myself like an old typewriter going ding, ding, back and forth because like the use this template was over in this corner and the other stuff was over here, and it's a good it's kind of cool, um, but it takes some getting used to. But anyway, so I can't believe you haven't tried one. You, the master of all things technological at your work.
People have asked for them, and some people have said they're great. Other people are like, "Oh, you got to look at it just right, or it gets a little funky." And I'm like, you know what? Maybe my next setup.
Here, I'm going to send you.
I'll put them side by side and create that 30, 54-inch panoramic.
Here, I'm sending you a picture right now. I just took on the podcast live. That was lovely.
At least, yeah.
Riveting.
Riveting.
So yeah, riveting audio
Yeah,
while I
you
take
did it.
still
These guys are
pictures.
like taking pictures of themselves with cameras, not like
Weird old bastards. Yeah, yeah. Hey, before we go any further, episode 90, as all other episodes, always brought to you by Pedro's.
Pedro's.
We
Home of
appreciate you, Pedro.
chicken. Oh yeah, the super caliente mucha lucha nacho sauce. Or
It's a
I
lot
keep
of
adding
words.
words to that, and well, yeah. Oh, that's right, mucha lucha gallo sauce. There we
That's
go.
right. We'll get it right one day, Pedro. Don't worry. We got you.
Yeah.
So, what's going on in your world?
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. Babe's back from school.
Is that second or third year? I was trying to remember.
Second year.
Second year. Oh, you got 2 to go.
Oh, maybe more.
Well, I'm done for now. Since last we spoke,
Mhm.
my sons have finished their undergraduate studies. We believe they graduated. They did not walk uh,
Okay.
because they started a new jobs plural, same job, both of them in Wyoming, uh,
Okay.
and they had to be up there before graduation. So we've not seen a diploma. They
Okay.
didn't walk. So we're working under the assumption that they graduated. I don't. There's no
But
reason to
there's
think
no
they
more
wouldn't have.
bills coming.
Yeah, no, I've not been invoiced for anything, and I spent 2 horrific days clearing out uh, the house that they and 2 or 3 other 20-something-year-old boys lived in for 2 years. It was the thing of nightmares. It was
Oh.
horrible.
Okay, so you mentioned things of nightmares. There is a
The
card shop.
marshmallow.
Used to
Sorry.
be, yeah, brush. Used to be like a baseball card shop,
Okay.
and it kind of closed down for a while, and it reopened. And I'm pretty sure that they sold it to a guy who's turned it into a Magic Pokemon. You know, and so I went in there to buy like just some penny sleeves or some top loaders, or I'll get like a souvenir baseball. So I was going to go
Mm-hmm.
get a hard case. And I walked in the door, and they've set it up for gaming. So there's, the shelves are lined with all the game cards, the booths or the display cases, both sides. In the middle is like a line of tables, and the funk that rolled out that
Oh,
room when I opened that door was just like, wow,
that
so much wasted. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a gym sock wrapped in a diaper, covered in desperation and loneliness, and it just marinated in, basement funk. And I mean, it was palpable. And I think the best part is I walk in and the first thing I see is a midget playing Magic against this 300-pound black dude.
Oh, that's
And I'm
awesome.
like going, wow. And then the rolling funk hit me in the face. I
somebody
was like,
cast rolling funk when you walked in the door.
I'm going to 12. I'm playing Maximum Smell Pikachu.
Scratch and sniff Pikachu.
Oh my God. I was like, I got to just find the top loaders and get the fuck out.
Way to be part of the cliche, kids.
All the baseball stuff was gone. So I was like trying to get a baseball holder and it was like nothing, there's like,
Baseball.
but oh my God, it had nothing but, yeah, I mean, and I'm looking around going, I bet this had been really cool when I was 12 and if I was ever into Pokemon, but I just want to get my little penny sleeves and get out.
Yeah. But before I do permanent damage to my nasal cavity.
Exactly.
Worse than cocaine.
Or my body forgets how to breathe.
I wrote down Magic the Gathering smell. Oh, hey, everybody's a geek about something.
Yeah, everybody's
I have to be a geek about personal hygiene, apparently. Hey-oh.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It just
I walked into the bathroom. Connor had what would have been the master suite in that old house, right? And I walked into the bathroom and nearly threw up. There was mold like 6 inches up the tile in the shower, and I'm like, "Have you cleaned this?" He goes, "I bought this," and he holds up a can of scrubbing bubbles.
okay. Well, you bought it.
Did you scrub?
Well, no, you spray it and the bubbles take care of it.
Don't believe the animation you see on television. So we made an emergency trip to Walmart, and I bought the Lysol tub and tile extra bleach and just nuked it like 3 times. And
the rubber gloves that fit up to like here.
And I go out to do something else, and he comes like, "Hey, that really worked." No shit, Sherlock. Bleach eats that shit. That's what it's. I mean,
that's what it's designed to do.
But my children were not the only offenders, though, so I didn't feel as bad. I was concerned it was going to be my manlets that were the problem, but it was 4 22-year-old.
Oh wow,
boy men sharing a house with no consequence. It was exactly what you thought it would be. Yeah.
Oh God.
Exactly. There were cup rings on every wooden surface.
Have you heard of Coaster's Boys?
I know you have, because we have them at the house. I threw a table away because there was it looked like the Olympics had come to town.
Just rings everywhere, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah,
and then they didn't use the garage for the cars. They used it for the trash they didn't want to deal with. It was a pile of trash bags and boxes and broken shit. They just kept throwing it in the garage.
How long did they live there?
2 years.
Oh my God.
It was bad. Yeah, but we cleaned it out, and I just texted Laura. I was like, "We are never going to see our security deposit. We'll be lucky if they don't charge us extra for this mess." But the guy agreed to just take the security deposit, and so we're out that. But at least we didn't have to lose any more.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, you've lived with guys.
I can walk away from.
Yeah. Now all that shit's in my garage. We had just cleaned out the garage, and now we got a house full of funky shit that I gotta, hit with the air compressor and whatever else.
Yeah. I got back into my car, and that smell clung to me, like it was trying to get out of the building. I opened the door to the car. It ran out the store and jumped in my car, like, take me to a field and let me go.
Let me breathe.
It become sentient.
And gone rogue all in
Had gone
once.
rogue, yeah. It
Oh
would just like,
man.
get me out.
Ugh.
But yeah, it was quite the thing. I think, like I said, there's the midget against the big old dude, and you're just like going, "Wow, you don't see that
Jeez.
every day."
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So,
Oh, so you went to Banana Ball. I want to hear about this. I wrote that in big letters here. Tell me
yeah,
about
yeah,
the
we did, we
Banana
did.
Ball experience. Was that like tied into your season ticket somehow?
No, not at all. We had to like enter a drawing kind of a thing.
Was it at the
Uh,
stadium or was it somewhere else?
it was at Kauffman Stadium.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
put in for we put in for tickets. We got picked for four. We sat up in like the 400 level nosebleed section.
Hmm.
Um, it was fun. It was like minor league antics on
Hmm.
steroids, fueled by crack cocaine. Uh,
Okay.
there were some parts where like the bits just weren't landing.
Hmm.
You're kind of like maybe you're trying too hard. Other bits were kind of funny. Um, they did like a Mad Libs, and then their man dancers, these big old 300-pound dudes are out there. Their cheerleaders are acting the story out, which was kind of funny. But because the cameraman and the story wasn't in sync, you didn't know what was going on for a while. And you're like, why is she reading the Mad Libs and pausing for reaction? And then this guy shows up
It's
on
like
the
a
screen.
Godzilla movie.
Yes, yes, except the soundtrack was like 5 minutes behind.
Oh, jeez.
But other than that, yeah, it was just, kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters, clown baseball, just kind of let's throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. It is kind of cool to watch an outfielder make a play doing a backflip.
I discovered that it was not long after the boys. Maybe it was the second year they were in Dallas. We'd gone up there to move Jack into a new place. I don't remember, but we went to this little Mexican place that they had found, and they were doing a documentary on like ES. I think it was one of those 30 on 30s
Mhm.
on ESPN. And I'm sitting there not paying attention to my family at all, watching the documentary, drinking my margarita, going, I'm kind of digging this.
Yeah, so I mean, it was fun, and they get ticket. You get a point for a trick, you get a point for a run, and the winner. And if you win the inning with the most points, that's how you score. And you know, it kind
And they
of and
have some.
apparently there's multiple teams to play the Savannah Bananas. We were there for Fireman Night, so they did some shtick where, they ran out in the outfield with the fireman's ladder, put it up against the wall, and climbed into the stands. And they were throwing bananas from the club level, the
Oh,
300 level,
Jesus.
down onto the field, and some guy was trying to catch them in the pants. So it just, I mean, it was fun. It's kind of low energy. I mean, it's high energy, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not like
You don't
Chris.
have to pay. Yeah, I saw the comments
Yeah,
where you
Weinrich
told.
is like, "Oh, I'm a purist of baseball," and that's done. It's like Max Pankin or whatever the dude that does the
Uh huh.
baseball clown shit. It's like that's part of it. So,
Who I
Chris,
met once, by the way.
oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool. Yeah.
I went to when I was interning for the TV station. I went to opening day for the Astros, and
Oh,
he was
fun.
there for whatever reason. And like we had footage of like I was doing the camera, and the anchor was like then hanging out and doing shtick with Max. It was kind of cool, actually.
It would be fun. But yeah, and I was telling my wife, I go, Weinrich has no soil. I go, but at the same time, here's a guy. We went to, and I've told the story. We went to the Quad City River Bandits in college. We were cheering balls and strikes. We did not make it through the first batter. We made it to like the third or fourth pitch, where the cop came by to check IDs. One of us did not have an ID. How old are you, son? 21. How old are you going to be when I run you through the computer? 18. You're gone. You're gone. So we turn around like, come on, Chris, let's go. He has slunk off, sat with other people, and then proceeds to pretend not to know us. And
That is
so
low. That is low.
yeah, the fact that he wouldn't enjoy banana ball, not a surprise to me. That's all I'm going to say.
Take that, Chris.
Take that, Chris. I guilt tripped him to buying one of the Quad City River Bandits hats with the Q and the C and the bridge.
How'd you do that?
Just relentless. You got to
Oh,
buy the
okay.
hat.
That
You got to
tracks.
buy the hat. I'm going to buy the hat. Buy the fucking hat, Chris. But I want proof. I want to see you wearing it at. So he did buy the hat. So we'll give
Does he
him half a
live
point
still
for
in the
that.
Quad Cities?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, outside the Quad Cities, works in the Quad Cities. So yeah, we'll give
Gotcha.
him half an hour out. Pretty much in town.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, but no, it was fun. It was entertaining, and yeah, there's in between inning shtick, there's in inning shtick. Somebody gets hit by a pitch, and then they all come out and pretend to resuscitate him or carry him off on their shoulders. They do a lot of stuff with kids, bringing kids out to do things, which okay, that's cool. Gets them involved.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time explaining that they're there doing it for fun. It's kind of like, yeah, we know. Come on.
you're not playing for the Royals.
This is for
we
real?
got this.
The trick pitches, where they like dance and then throw or dance on stilts and then pitch are kind of fun. And I mean, it's minor league baseball but it was fun to see him in Kauffman Stadium because it was like, oh, this is like watching everybody in a bandbox, stadium.
Yeah.
So some guy cranks one. You're like, that's not out of here. You start to the celebration. It's like 30 feet from the wall. Some guy sends it for a ride. You're like, yeah, you're not. It's not out of the park, man.
I know how it sounds when it's leaving. That ain't
I know
it.
it sounds, and I know that's a high fly ball, but your boy is going to be able to do at least 3 backflips before it comes down and then catch it on the fly.
So which one of the generals were they playing?
The firemen.
Okay.
Not sure where they are from, but
Okay. They
so
just created one up in one of the Dallas suburbs.
yes, there's
There's
yeah,
Party
there's
Animals.
Party
I
Animals,
know.
the firemen, and there's a third one.
I think it's the Rough Riders is the minor league team. That might be the Frisco team, might be the firemen. I'm not sure, but yeah. Frisco is a Dallas suburb, and if I never have to go to Dallas again, it'll be too soon.
Yes, rules and gameplay. They keep referring to the team as the cast, which is kind of like
No, that I don't care for.
that's like when you go to Disney and they call them cast members. It's like
Mhm.
they're not performing; they're taking tickets, and
Yeah.
it's a small world.
Yeah, you can try and make them feel better, but I'm not buying it.
Yes, the Party Animals, the Firefighters, and the Texas Tailgaters.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they've been rolling out a lot of promo stuff for the tailgaters, a lot of cowboy hats and long pointy boots.
And you know what? More power to him. I hope he makes all the money in the world before this thing kind of,
Peters out. Yeah, there's a shelf life, I think, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it for 10 years. I was like,
Have
it's
they?
been a
Okay, all
tradition
right.
since 2016. You're like, that's not a tradition. That's just a repeat.
And I think I've
But I'm
mentioned
not
it.
dogging on it. I mean, it is.
No, I
fun.
get
is
it. I mean, 10 years it's a good run for an independent minor league team.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's no question about that. And that they're selling out like full stadiums, MLB stadiums, is no small feat either. So, yeah.
2 nights in a row, yeah.
Yeah, and they sold out. I know they sold out Minute Maid at least once this year, maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And which old Astro did they pluck out from the crowd?
Don't know. I didn't get tickets.
Yeah. But I mean, it is fun. It's a good time. And if they come to your town and you kind of just want a night of breezy fun, that's the way to do it. It's just kind of breezy fun. Yeah. You just go, depending on your mood, the shtick will either land or not. And it's kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters. We grew up watching them on ABC's Wild World of Sports. If we went to see them now and they were still doing the confetti bucket and still,
Pets are awesome when you're 9.
Exactly. And now
I remember seeing them several times at the Lake Charles Civic Center. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, okay, now we're going to come out. We're going to slide around on the ground and bounce the ball and dribble. And I keep reminding of Krusty. It's like, sir, you bet on the Washington Senators against the Harlem Globetrotters. They were due.
Nice Krusty impression, by the way.
Not bad, not bad. It goes with my Ed Kerrigan. So
I was gonna say, oh, I think I've mentioned this on here before, but there is a really interesting documentary. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, called "The Battered Bastards of Baseball,"
okay.
and it is about the independent league team that Kurt Russell's dad started in the
Oh yeah, you've
70s
told
in
me about this one.
Seattle.
Yeah.
And Kurt played for them, and they kind of did the same kind of barnstorming shtick, right? Where they would, I mean, it was probably not as shticky, but they were very much a barnstorming team. So they had characters and things they did, but that's a really interesting watch because they have they have the guy who was the Bat Boy, who's now like older than us, and Kurt. I think Kurt narrated it if I remember correctly. But it's an interesting watch. It kind of you doing that reminded me of that, and I wanted to give it another shout out because I thought I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
So the boys are working in near Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and I was looking on the map because we're obviously going to go visit because I've never been to Wyoming. Neither has Laura, so it's a good reason to go, right? Knock out 4 or 5 states right there.
You can.
Idaho, Wyoming,
Idaho,
Montana, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because they're working right outside of Yellowstone on the Wyoming side. So
okay, Cody type area.
It's actually Jackson, Wyoming.
Okay, Jackson.
Yeah. But when I was looking at the map, I'm like, hold on, that says Snake River Canyon.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that is Snake River Canyon. I told Laura, when we go as a Gen X male of a certain age, I am compelled to have a photo in front of the sign for the Snake River Canyon. You understand this, correct?
Oh yeah,
it's got to happen.
That's if you can wear an Elvis T-shirt to do it, that would be. I will
buy an Evel Knievel T-shirt just for the photo. Don't think I won't. Don't think I won't. And post it all over social media.
Just get yourself a little cape, just kind of
this and a walking stick with a big old brass eagle head on it.
Hell yeah. No, I asked about Cody because Kristen and I, we went to Jackson, and when we got married, she didn't want much of a ring, but she always had the ring she was looking for, right?
Okay.
She didn't want diamond. She wanted an emerald. She wanted the square cut. I mean, it was very, very explicit in what she wanted. So we walk into a jewelry store in Cody, Wyoming. They have a display case full of estate jewelry, and son of a bitch, the ring was there. And I looked at it, my heart went, oh god damn.
And her heart went, oh gosh.
So she comes over, she looks at it, she tries it on, she goes, this is exactly what I've always wanted, blah 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 blah. And so
nice sell, honey.
Yeah, so I knew it. And I mean, I knew it. It's like when we saw the house we lived in, I was like, I don't really like this house, but this is the one we're getting.
Been there a couple of times, yes.
And so, yeah, so she and Babe went and did the old timey photos. And I was like, I am not waiting around for this. I'm just going to go back outside and wander around. Went in the street and jewelry store, and I was like, he goes, what can we do you for? You coming back, sir? I was like, the emerald ring. How much room you got on it? He goes, well, what do you mean? I go, I see the price. Where can we be? If and walked out of it with it like 10 minutes later. And she's like, well, where'd you go? And I was like, I just wandered around. I go, well, here, I bought you this.
Ever the romantic you are.
Ever the romantic, but I knew it was exactly the ring that she was going to want. Brought to you by Pedro's.
Nothing
home
says
to
romance.
Super, yeah. The home for romance.
Pedro's.
And wings and nachos.
Pedro's. Nothing says romance.
Like super hot chicken wings. We had dinner. Babe cooked up a meal that she made out of leftovers.
Okay.
And she was like, it's called taco pasta. And so it was like, pasta shells, taco meat.
Okay.
And I
Nothing
was
wrong
like,
so far.
no. And I was like looking at it going, I think we can make this better. I think we can plus this up. Put the put the salsa on it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even put some like white cheese on it,
Mm-hmm.
and let's call them soft nachos.
Pastos.
Pastos. Let's call Pedro's pastos.
Well, he is in Cincinnati. They do weird shit with pasta there. So
There we go. I thought you were going to hit me with the Dusty. That makes me a little ill.
I was working on Pedro. I got too many buttons now.
Oh, yeah. We've lost him.
No, that
I
could
like
work.
pastos. Pastos works. That's a great name.
That's actually cool though, because all those things. Because like we have a recipe at my house that like was the same thing one night before we had the boys. Laura kind of like threw everything we had together in a pasta, and she didn't have like ricotta or anything. We had some sour cream, so she threw that in there, and that creams up really well.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. That
It's
with the
like
taco seasoning?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's why I'm getting there for that. Yeah, it would
Ooh.
definitely, because what it does is it deconstruct. Essentially, what we do is we put butter and then sour cream and then Parmesan, and it makes a deconstructed Alfredo. But
Yeah.
the cheese stays kind of cheesy, like the shredded cheese stays kind of shredded. It doesn't melt all the way down, but the sour cream melts down and coats the pasta, so then the cheese sticks to it. But yeah, you can throw the sour cream in to cream that up really nicely.
Pastos. I like it.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll tell Babe.
Tonight's takeaway.
Say night
Pastos.
seconds. Pastos. Chef Boyardee's pastos.
Ew.
That really sharp tomato sauce.
Because it's sharp because it's got tiny pieces of metal in it.
The lining of the can.
Yeah. The
Oh, yeah.
jagged edge of the lid of the can.
But I'm sitting there going, okay, so like if you did this like soft nachos or pastos, which is awesome, you could put some shredded, you could put regular taco fixings on it, I would assume.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
When you're making the
Maybe
taco meat, put the sour cream in and mix it in at that step, and then it'll coat. It might work. It might not. Maybe after the water cooks down a little bit, when it's starting to thicken up, then you put it in and mix it in. So
that gives you the meat and the sweet. Yeah. Put some lettuce and some pico on top. Pastos.
You could actually
now at Pedro's pastos.
You could actually roll some refried beans in there too, man.
You could, except I hate them. But
okay, well then don't do that. By no means should you do that.
All right. So the reason I hate them is when in Acadiana, I went to Mexico for those 2 weeks.
Yes,
and we were
like rummaging. 2 weeks? I thought you were there longer.
Yeah, well, I long enough for me to lose all sense of time.
Well, that doesn't take long with you though. So
no, but they had Kellogg's instant refried beans in the kitchen. Kellogg's instant refried beans. Just add agua or
Oh no.
Yes, and that ever since then I'm like I can't eat these. I can't eat these.
That's
Everyone's like, oh, I've got a great recipe. You'd really like them. It's like nope. Yeah, blah, no, not happening.
Nope. I used to say, if you can't get them right the first time, why are they going to be any better the second time when you refry them?
You are not going to improve upon the recipe that is mashed beans cooked twice.
With lard.
With lard.
Refried beans are very hit or miss, even in Texas. If there's a black bean option, I will almost always take that.
It's the safest option. Because I mean,
now, refried black beans.
Interesting.
That's good.
Something.
Sort of. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Just
we've turned into a
ink. Not a
It
good
turned into a-
cooking show. It does sound like The Bachelor's Home Companion. So basically, what I did is just took whatever's left in the fridge and threw it in a pot.
I call it fuck it. And then we throw it in the pot, heat it up, see what
That's-
happens.
One pot, fuck it. What's in there? I don't know.
Fuck it.
Potatoes, some squash,
I had some brown
Meat.
celery.
celery chops, kind of.
I had half a yogurt.
Anyway, you throw that all in. You put it in a crock pot. You forget you've done it.
Have a
You
couple
go
of
out
beers.
drinking.
You don't fucking care. Fuck
You
it.
come home and they're like, huh, what's this? Steams. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, no.
I got chips.
I got chips. They're all broken, but yeah, just sprinkle those on top like a garnish.
It's a binder.
It's just brown gruel with chunks.
And one sad
saved
carrot
with
floating
one
around.
set carrot, yeah, laid across the top.
You
Like a
gotta have
flag
your
at a
veggies.
funeral at a castle.
Gotta have
Here's
your
the dead
veggies.
vegetable. There you go. One pot bucket.
That's one of our better creations, by the way,
Yeah,
because I think we've both probably made at
something
least
like
one.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've said it. Yeah. Here's how I've done it. Ready? You know, I was reading Spencer, and he just like makes things out of pork chops that he finds in the fridge. So I could do that. What do I have? Okay, I've got lunch meat. All right. It's ham. That's a pork chop. And he does
Part of
some
a
apple
pork.
things on the side. I've got maraschino cherries.
It's red.
That's yeah, they're mashy little veg fruit things. Let's see. He's always doing like some grandiose pumpernickel rye. I've got
Wonder Bread.
I've got Wonder Bread.
I've got the heels of a loaf of Wonder Bread.
I've got 2 Wonder Bread heels. And I'm not sure how long they've been here, but
Add some nice
no
color
mold.
to the dish.
So I slather on my lunch meat. I've got something, it might be horseradish or mayonnaise. It's green capers. I don't know.
I don't know why I have capers.
But I've mashed the capers out into a paste.
I think capers came with the house. I'm not sure. They
Juniper
get
berries
better.
go
They get
bad.
better as they age, right?
Yeah, or they turn into gin. Yeah,
It's still better, right?
that's still better. So then you take it all, you soak it in gin, you roll it up. Fuck it. You've got a fucking sandwich.
Fuckerito.
Yes. Fuckerito. What are we having tonight? Fuckeritos. What is that? Don't know.
Fuck it, I know.
I was reading this Spencer novel.
And this is what you get for dinner.
Yeah.
You're
Either
not
that or
allowed near the Robert
Robichaux.
Parker anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I always like it when those detectives cook because it's it's always amazing. Like they just whip up some semi-gourmet dish, I deglaze the pan with some leftover Riesling, and you're like, who has leftover Riesling? What is Riesling? I don't know. I think that's the pizza wine.
It's a sweet wine.
It's a sweet wine.
Who
So
likes sweet wine? Oh, I know
yeah.
some people who do, but yeah, no. Yeah, that always
deglaze the
it's
pan, and I think this is. Yeah, is it? Oh, it's just cream. It's cream for coffee, but no, that'll make a gravy. And then I added just a shit ton of kosher salt.
I think it was when we were in Galveston for the boys' trip a month or so ago, and Dave and I were talking about when we lived together, and she was like, "You were a trooper because the first time I made gravy, I said we could have hung wallpaper with it." She said, "Yeah, but you ate it." I'm like, "Yeah, it was dinner."
Liquid flour. Yes.
It was not good. I don't know why I keep doing the Dennis Wolfberg blink tonight. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, there's a deep reference for you kids. Look him up on YouTube.
Oh my God, yes. We talked about something today, and you want to talk about dropping? It's like, oh yeah, people look at us like we're old. We're talking about the old days in the office where the women wore pearls and pillbox hats, and everybody smoked and they drank and they talked like a million miles an hour, like they're in a Billy Wilder film, and everything was glamorous. And then I go, Billy Wilder is too much, right? I just really aged this reference. And we called
Okay.
everybody what they were. Hey you, and everything was
Okay.
racist and sexist and grape and smoking and
No one cared.
and no one cared because they all lived that way.
Okay.
There was no
You gave
racism in my day. Everyone knew their place. What? Wait.
you just gave me a great segue. So, believe it or not, out of that, so we're in the process of we're selling Dad's car and going through the house and all that, and Deva couldn't find the title to the car, so he's like, she talked to Dad. Well, Dad has had this silver file box for as long as I can remember, right? So I brought it home with me last summer sometime to go through it. It was sitting over here in the corner. I hadn't done it yet. She says, Dad says the title of the cars. She goes, did you bring some of the paperwork home? I said, yeah, I've got the silver box. She was like, oh, thank God. I thought the silver box had disappeared. So we both knew the silver box. Well, Dad's got the file folder. One side is every service record for everything he's done on the car. The other side is all the inspections, all the renewals, the original title, the original financing papers, the original title, still showing the first lien by the credit union. No executed title showing the lien has been released. So I got to get it. Anyway, but in all that, I'm going through the box last night, making sure it's not somewhere else. And I find in the box the letter he got from Tennessee Gas Pipeline in 1971 announcing that he had been transferred to Kinder, Louisiana.
Oh,
so that's when we moved to Lake Charles. It's still in the original envelope. It had been slit at the end in there. The segue here, I've not gotten there yet, but there were also the family muscadine wine recipe was in there, signed off on by my grandmother. So I may be getting into hooch, recreational hooch. And then I pull out this piece of paper and it's triple folded. And I start reading. It's like a Playboy joke. Somebody made their secretary type it up. And then there were 2 or 3 of them in the
around the office.
Yeah. Somebody's secretary typed up these bawdy jokes and they were getting passed around, and Dad ended up with them and liked them so much he kept them in his silver box.
Oh, wow.
I was like, it was a different time. Here, see this joke in this copy of Playboy I just slapped down on your desk? Type that up, double space it.
Type that up and send it around the office, would you? Honey.
Yeah. So like the things we're finding, man, it's just crazy. My mom had the original bills from both of our births.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Why?
That was going to get used against you. At
$250 for me, $300 for Deva.
Yeah. Do you know how much you cost us when money
didn't
grow on trees? When money meant something? Yeah. There we go.
When we still had a use for pennies?
Yes. Wham. Fine, Mom. I'll write you a check.
If it's that important, I can take care of that.
Yeah. I've got money now, Mom. I got a job.
Two bills, I can handle that.
Yeah, sure. Let me just run to the ATM. Oh, that's right. Singles? You don't know what those are. That's a month's worth of wages. Yeah, there's kids growing up today just would never understand that. $200 to have a baby? Well, that doesn't seem like much. That's 40 fucking years.
Yeah, that was a long
time ago.
In the late 60s, man.
That's when you bought a house for like $5,000. You know?
Yeah, that was half a house
from Sears.
10% of a house, I should say.
Yeah,
5%. Math not this late in the day.
Math not good.
Math not good now.
Math hard.
So let's see. I didn't write much else down. I did actually. I think I mentioned on the last episode. I had downloaded this baseball game to my phone, and I've got to delete it. It's called Astonishing Baseball. It's not good. It's not good.
Okay.
I'm in like season 40 now.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
it's not good, but it plays into my like the fantasy baseball thing, right? Because you got the team, and you just year over year, you got your budget, you free agents, you sign them, you draft players. So I can never seem to get in it. I've done well enough that my draft position always sucks, so I never get any good position players. But I've got a pitching pipeline to kill for. like, and like you can retire the player. So every time one of my guys gets to like 33, he gets retired, and then I bring up the next 19-year-old, and just keep punching them through. Let's see. I think I keep stats. Let's see. I've won 8 World Series.
All right then.
I have to get to 10 to be in the Pantheon. I think once I get those other 2, then I'll stop. Let's see.
Yeah, I play phone games like that. I'll just get to level 100. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll get to level 1,000 and I'm done. Okay.
Let's see.
I get to legendary and then I'm done.
Let's see. I've won 8 World Series, 14 conference championships, 4 Coach of the Year awards. I've had 8 All-Star players. This is in 44 seasons, mind you. 2 MVP batters, 14 MVP pitchers.
Oh, wow.
6 Rookies of the Year and 6 Closers of the Year. So yeah, you can win with pitching.
You can. Absolutely. Good
I'm
pitching
proving.
wins titles.
Yeah.
And good defense.
Yeah. That's what I do. Like if I can't get a good batter, I'll just find like a catcher who's got like good defensive stats and plug him in.
Hell yeah. Nobody's going to steal on us.
99. He can't hit 200, but he's got a 99 defensive rating, and I can get him for $1 million a year. Sign him.
Yeah.
Sign him for a year and let's see what happens.
It's his. Yeah, we're going to turn him into a chip that we just trade in for rookies.
And then it's got another function where you can like you can grow a player from high school through college, and then he automatically comes onto your team. So I finally have one of those. Because it's not in the same, it's oddly not the same time cadence as the regular game. Like
so you do like 6
those
seasons.
5 years, yeah, those 5 years take like 20 years in game time. It's weird, but yeah, I gotta stop playing that. And every there's like a daily bonus if you log in, and every 10 days you get a legendary player, and they're all very like
Are they legendary?
You can tell who they're supposed to be.
Oh,
the other day, I've had Lou Boudreau. The other day, I got Raj Clements.
Oh,
wonder who that's supposed to be.
I wonder who Raj. Yeah. I remember Raj Clements coming up. I think he lost him to Tommy John. Yeah. Back in the days when Tommy John surgery was fatal.
That's right. Well, I remember the days before there was Tommy John surgery.
Oh yeah,
you pull out your arm.
Why is he still on the mound? He can't like lift his he's throwing it like a shot put. Somebody needs to take him out. Only a fifth inning. We got 3 more to go.
I just started. There's a new biography out on Earl Weaver, and I just started it today. That's going to be a good read. I can already tell. Like, because he was, and I did not realize he was like the first manager who like kind of understood that there was more in the statistics than your gut would tell you. So he was looking at like players' on base percentages and like walk ratios and that sort of thing, where the guys were like, I don't think he's got it. And Earl, that's why Earl stayed in Baltimore for the entirety of the 70s when Billy Martin got fired by the Yankees 20 times, because he understood players. And so I'm only like 30 pages into it, but so far so interesting. So anyway.
All right then. I just opened the photo of your monitor.
My ridiculous monitor.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool, kind of impressive.
Yeah,
I'm getting ready to need a new workstation at work. So.
Well, my boss bought 2 of these for her desk at work.
Oh my!
And it became very apparent once we got the first one out that 2 was going to be way too much. She's like, take that one home for your workstation at home. So, thanks, Gene.
Because that's just that's it. Once it fills your periphery, you've gone too far.
Yeah. So I'm not launching satellites.
My desk is clean, but don't look at my screen.
Well, because I've got this thing, and then I've got my laptop down here, which is actually allowing me to keep an eye on the face or the other live stream down here.
All
So,
right.
yeah. So anyway, um, I've also read the entire run of the new. Well, not the entire run because they just released a new one, but the first four collections of the new Fantastic Four.
And
I really like it. It's
okay, is this the reboot here that we did, or what is it?
It's I'll tell you who's writing it, but it's interesting because apparently, and there may have been some event that happened before this
There's
started.
always an event.
Yeah, I know. It's
Reboot, reborn,
renewed.
renewed, redo.
But it's essentially they all their assets are frozen, and Reed blinked the Baxter building into some sort of geosynchronous time loop for a year, and the kids were on board. So they essentially got run out of New York City. So the first collection is like everybody on their own individual adventures out in America and running in as the Fantastic Four will into issues, right? And Johnny's disguise is dyeing his hair black and growing a handlebar mustache that he dyes black, but every time he flames on, the hair dye evaporates. But 4 volumes in, and he's still got the handlebar mustache, and it's still funny. but they eventually get together, and now they're living on Aunt Petunia's farm in Arizona, but they're still having little adventures and things happen, but it's not so catastrophe driven. It's kind of like when you and I wrote it. It's more fun, more weird, funky shit,
just goofball stuff.
Yeah, they went to a different world where all the Avengers were dinosaurs.
Okay.
And the dinosaur Fantastic Four, they essentially flip-flopped, but there was a dinosaur Doom, and Doom's riding dinosaur Doom. I mean, come on. That's good stuff.
Oh, shit. Is this the Dan Slott stuff? Or
no, this is written by Ryan North.
Oh, okay.
It started in this run started in 22. There's 5 volumes. The 5th one just came out. I've read the first 4. But yeah, you run into those for cheap. I would recommend giving those a read. You like them.
All right, cool. So, yeah, like you ever run into that stuff, cheap.
So, well, we will in a month or month and a half. We might.
We might. Yes.
It's getting to be time.
Time.
So. Did you you texted me while I was was it when I was at my step nephew's wedding, or when about the event? Did that come through?
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
I'm still trying to find something. Yeah, we'll see what happens, because I think there's 2 events. Mike's doing an event, and Brian's doing an event. So we'll see how that works out.
Okay. Cool.
My personal feeling is that I plan to walk out with nothing. You won a proto. Fantastic. How much? It's yours.
Right.
Exactly. I have no illusions about keeping any of the stuff that I may acquire at said events. So anyway.
Okay. We should start seeing exclusives dropping shortly.
Yeah, I would say probably middle of the month, maybe a little bit later.
Yep.
So,
did you ever see Sinners? That was the other thing I was going to ask you.
I haven't seen Sinners yet, but I did watch Andor.
I've not watched that. How is that?
That's pretty good. It's definitely much more intellectual. Not intellectual might not be the right word. It's more cinematic. The story is more muddled. Everything is not told. It's like, and now we're going to take you off screen and shoot you. It's like, oh no, let's go over here. Pew pew. What happened? Stormtroopers. Yeah, pew pew. And then I watched the mid-tier action films with Novocaine.
How was that one?
Novocaine's okay. It's fun.
Nobody was fun.
Nobody is better than Novocaine. And then Love Hurts with Short Round.
Okay, how was that one?
And that one wasn't bad too either. So all three
Okay.
of them are low stakes. I had a very low stake weekend. The Banana Ball, the mid tier action films, and
I've
or
I've watched a couple of more Statham's in my quest
mhm.
to watch them all. I watched The Bank Job, which is really good.
Yeah,
That
that one
one,
was good because that's he actually acts in that
yeah. And then I watched The Expendables 4 the other night, and that's time I'll never get back. Um,
one.
because they lost the whole thread on that. Okay, I mean it's not high stakes by any stretch, but the whole point of those movies was to get the aging action stars together to have fun.
Yeah,
Well, this
it's
time it's Stallone checks out in the first act, Statham's on his own side quest, and so the Expendables team is Megan Fox, 50 Cent, Randy Couture, Dolph Lundgren, and some Asian chick I didn't know who was. Tony Jaa shows up sort of like second act
fill in
to help
persona.
out Jason Statham on his side quest. And I'm going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but for God's sake, don't. Andy Garcia is the turncoat bad guy. I mean, never happens, right? You don't ever think when Andy Garcia shows up, he's going to be on the wrong side of the equation. But it's not. There's no Chuck Norris. There's no Mickey Rourke. There's no Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And like I said, Stallone is MIA for like 90% of the movie, which further solidifies my Jason Statham is Stallone's proxy theory. So that one was not good. I have Operation Fortune downstairs to watch. I started that one, and then I have Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels because for some reason I've never seen that one. So, but I have way too many Fast and Furious movies left on that list. There's like 4 of them. I'm just like,
Watch it on the loop. It's the same movie.
I used to tell David Cantu we should take because he was a Fast and Furious fan because he's of that age, right? And I was like, we should take all the movies, figure out what the average run time is, and then take them in order. If it's 120 minutes and we got 6 movies, it's 20 minutes from each movie. We'll cut them just and see if anybody notices that 20 minutes into them we switch movies and just
do it
like
right in the middle of a fight scene. Right
yeah,
before he takes the jacket and does that, pulls it tight on his shoulders.
And the car goes careening off a cliff. Will anyone even notice? No one will notice.
No.
But now that there's 10 or 12 of them, it would be like really small, like 10-minute chunks. It'd be even funnier now.
And you wouldn't know it.
No.
What's the name of that film? Fuck it.
Brought to you by Pastos.
Pastos.
It's related to Hungry Man. It's fucking man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, PHUCIT.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Vietnamese. Sure,
sure. It might be.
Could be. Nothing says it isn't.
Unless you're Vietnamese, and you might.
And you might have. Well,
you might have stronger opinions about that than I do, but
no noodles, all chunks. I don't know. All chunk bucket. Just lumps of gravy. We don't know. It's what's under there.
We'll let my sister make the gravy.
All one bucket. There we go. It's like Hungry Man dinners for a generation that doesn't care.
I want to see. Okay, I've made the bucket meal, right? The one time I remember in college or right after college, I bought for whatever reason the canned tamales. I'm like, oh, and on the side it had a recipe. Yeah. On the side it had a recipe. It said, "Here, just pour a can of cheese on it." Fuck it, why not? Throw some cheese on that shit, eat it up. It was edible. It was edible. Once it got hot enough.
Fuck it. It's edible. Fuck it. Vietnamese. Sure. That's the Vietnamese sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
The bucket.
Whole list of meals.
The fucking bucket.
The fucking bucket. It's the mystery bucket. Yes.
Is it Vietnamese? Maybe.
Sure.
Why not?
Is it food? Yeah,
Probably.
probably,
Mostly.
most likely. It's
Will it
like
kill
the
me?
magic eight
Probably
ball
not.
of cuisine. Is this food? Signs point to yes. We're deep tonight.
From the fine folks at International House of Fuck It.
Oh yeah. Should I eat this? Reply hazy. Try again. This one just said
Pedro's.
pressure luck. Pedro's, home of pastos.
It's how white people eat nachos.
The spoon.
Oh my god. All right, I think there was something. Did you watch the Caught Stealing trailer?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna have to reread the book
I am too, because I don't remember that one that well.
because I was
But
like, I'm pretty sure when he's hanging out with the Hasidics at the end, I was like, I'm pretty sure in the book those are supposed to be Russians.
well, I was sitting there watching it, right? I was like, oh, new trailer. And I was like, I clicked on it for whatever reason. And I'm watching it, and he was just supposed to watch the cat. And I'm thinking, this sounds an awful lot like the Charlie Houston book. And then it goes, caught stealing it, and went, son of a bitch. And I was working up here. And Laura was downstairs last week, and she was finishing up this thing she was working on for the last 6 months. And she thought somebody had died. I screamed so loudly. And I'm like, but no, you have the trailer. Go away. I don't know. Just go away. Nobody's dead. It's just, it's exciting because that book is like 20 years old. And who knew?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought the casting looked great.
it did. I'm gonna go find said book and check it out.
I think I have 2 copies of that book. I think I have the soft cover and the hardcover.
I've got the hardcover, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna have to read that after I finish the Earl Weaver book. So I guess maybe we're there, aren't we?
Where
There we are. On the wrong page of sound effects. That's where we are. Let's try that again. We are. Hey, Steve. What's on your
Oh,
desk?
I got no sound effect on mine, but I'll.
Oh.
All right. I do have something kind of fun on the desk.
All right, hit me.
Hit you. All right. I took a picture and posted this online, right? So recently I've been doing more like non-sports trading cards.
Right.
And I bought like 2 Moon Knight cards, right? And Frank goes, "Oh, is it that Moon Knight character again?" I go, "Oh, does that bother you?" And I have proceeded to buy as many Moon Knight cards as I could find under $5 just so they come through the mail at work, and Frank has to open them up and go, another Moon Knight card, another Moon Knight card. And, I'm getting a little desperate. I may have thinned, thinned the pool, but so anyway, so it's combining one, going back and kind of getting into the non-sports cards. And the reason I'm doing is the guy who we've done him as like a follow on one of our follow shows. The guy who does the junk wax quests, where he just like
right.
goes to card shops looking for like the Bo Jackson rookie card, where he's wearing the shoulder pads and the baseball bat over, that kind of thing. So watching that guy kind of got me going, you know what? I really did like having the non-sports cards because, baseball cards, it's just the player, and this is kind of more like artwork. So anyway, 2 things. I found Iron Fist, and it's one of those, special inserts with all the special effects. And I've got it in the guy who does the junk wax quest sells card holders. Okay. So anyway, and boy, that reflection sucks.
I saw it online. Oh wow, that case is amazing.
Yeah, the case is cool as hell. The card has like a metallic that when you twist it, it kind of like the light reflects around it.
Oh yeah, that's a good version of Iron Fist too.
And it's a Sanford Green version of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's one that's not
there it
too
is.
reflective.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's a great looking card.
That's a great card.
Oh, it's a cool as hell card. And when I put it in this case, I bought the case for like my signed Matt Stairs that says Kansas City Royals, but he's clear and wearing Pittsburgh Pirate gear.
I love those cards when they've got
Which is
traded after the cards went into production.
yeah,
Yeah,
right here. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So,
yeah.
I was gonna put this in this, but I got it at work and I had all those non-sports stuff and I started playing around, laying them on top of it. Um, but man, the case is cool.
The case is amazing.
Yeah. So the case, I mean, the guy who does it, he created the case, he sells the case, but like the card thing pulls out. So
Oh,
it's
so
got a
your
magnetic
actual
holder.
is that does that come with the case or is that a
Yeah.
separate insert?
No, this
Oh,
is
okay.
in the case.
Okay. All
So
right.
you've got the magnetic card. It's like a frosted plastic case. Um, and then magnets, so it just kind of snaps in there.
Will you send me the link for that and I will
Oh, there
put
we
it
go.
in the
Now you
show
can kind of
notes?
see like the reflective stuff in
Oh
the
yeah. Send me
uh,
that link to that and I'll put it in the show notes. That's very cool.
yeah, and it's like so the so like right now it's called Mint Cases, Mint Hobby Cases, M1NT. I will give you a link after the
Oh,
show. Um,
I can write that down.
yeah,
Cool.
he does like a fancier version that's kind of like a metallic frame case for it. Uh, but I mean, that was like 25 bucks. I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy one just to see what they're like. Also, right now, he bought like a whole case of Upper Deck 89s, and he and his buddy sat around pulling cards, and they pulled like 19 Ken Griffey Jr. rookies. So
Wow.
if you buy a case right now, there's a chance you might win a Ken Griffey rookie card. I got Julio Franco, who apparently was the Bartolo Colon longevity. Played like
Yeah.
25 years in the
Yeah.
major. So he's like
Yeah. He played for
47.
the Rangers for a long time.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
it up and it was like, oh man, this is the Bartolo Colon Iron Man thing.
Okay.
Just
It's funny
number of
that
years
you
running out the string.
mentioned Bartolo Colon because he is appearing this weekend at the Round Rock Express Chupacabras game. I saw
Is he pitching?
he might be after he polishes off all the hot dogs.
Oh my God.
Coming in relief.
But but yeah, so I got that Julio Franco card Julio Franco.
Julio
So
Franco,
I got the
yeah.
card. Some of the other ones are like the John Schmaltz rookie card, I think.
Okay.
Randy Jackson.
Nope.
No,
He's
the
the
fat guy
five.
from American Idol. Um, dog. Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
There's a couple of others. So, like, yeah,
Okay.
if you buy a case right now, there's a chance you could win a Griffey. So it's kind of a
Well,
cool giveaway.
I'll throw them. I might have to grab one of those.
It's 25 bucks. That's
That's all right. It's all
it's
right. I got a couple of cool cards that someone has sent me over the years that would look. I think I still have the Sienkiewicz Batman that you sent me. That would
oh, there we go.
probably look pretty cool in that.
It's
And I
amazing.
was,
It really, I mean, it makes them pop because
it does. That Iron Fist just jumps out at you.
oh, it does. It's a cool looking card. I had a Green Goblin in there before, and then I was playing around with them, looking at it like, oh my God. Um, only not problem. It's a 35 point card, so you got to do like a thinner. Some of the non-sports can get kind of thick,
Okay.
but no, it's cool as shit. And the black case, it's got like a little clear reveal around. I mean, he put a lot of thought into making these cases because it's got this little clear reveal around it and then the card itself. And it just kind of makes it stand out. And I think if you've got one of the cards with like spectral effects or metallic,
Mhm.
or it's really gonna show off. And then there we go. Yes. So there is the card it came with.
Julio Franco.
Rio Franco.
Franco.
And then because it was in the Let's Torture Frank bundle, there is the Moon Knight card that it came with, which he's
Nice.
wearing like all the onks and shit.
Yes, that's the WWF Moon Knight.
Yes. He's got let me see. Yeah. If you can see, I think
Yeah.
it's from the storyline where he beats the Avengers, which, you know, just go back to making him crazy. Don't make him like some super powered pseudo god.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
That was a stretch. That was not a great storyline.
it's not a great storyline and it's a stupid looking card, but I got it because it's a stupid looking card.
It's like you were talking about last episode, right? Best dumb cards.
Best dumb cards. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me show you what I got.
There's the Green Goblin that was in there.
Oh, that's the I just read that run. Who did that? Zeb Wells. Was that who it was?
Nice. Okay.
I think he was the writer. I don't think he was the artist, but I think he was a writer. That was a pretty good run, actually.
Yeah, well, the other thing that's cool about the frames is like the one touch and all that. Top loaders kind of put them off center. It centers the card, puts the frame around it
with the magnet, helps line it up.
With the magnet, so it's really. Yeah, we're not getting paid for this, by the way, but
yet.
Make sure we tag him. But no, it's
I'm
a cool.
Tag him in Astonishing Baseball. Maybe they'll throw me a free legend.
There we go. So
all right, well, let me show you what I have. And again,
all right,
I'm going to be bringing shit in that I found at my parents' house.
Okay. The Lost Migo episodes.
Haven't found those yet. We, my sister and I are trying to work out a plan to get together in June because there's a closet under the stairs that's probably 10 feet long and it's full.
Ooh, that's where all the good stuff is.
Yeah, all Mom's Christmas stuff is in the front, but we don't know what's behind the Christmas stuff, so we're gonna try and do that together. But I did find this guy, and I don't remember. I don't think I've shown it before.
Ooh, wait a minute. Is that the vintage speeder?
Yes, that is the original land speeder. The seats are missing. I don't know where they are.
Oh.
But yeah, still the gear still works. The wheels still pop out.
Oh, nice.
And I also have my original Chewbacca.
Nice. Who looks boss driving that thing?
Ben Kenobi. A Tusken Raider.
Tusken.
Darth.
Damn.
And as previously discussed, pew pew.
Pew pews.
Nobody has a cape. Nobody has a weapon.
Oh
well.
Gosh, she has small fortune to go back
and also Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Yeah. I bought these two. These two were the first ones I ever bought.
Okay.
I went into the TG&Y, and that's why I'm thinking I may have brought these out before. I went into the TG&Y to buy a Mego about a week after we saw Star Wars, and these were on the shelf. I didn't come out with whatever Mego I went in for. I came out with these two. Yeah. Because that's when things started changing, right?
Oh, yeah. Those are cool, man.
Yeah. There's a Leia somewhere. I mean, Dave and I had almost all of them. I mean, there's R2. We had, I'm sure we'll find more. Like I even had the guy with the big black helmet, the Death Star Commander or whatever he was. Yeah. So fun with finding your childhood. Now I just decided if I'm
more or less
keeping them or selling them, right? I don't know.
Yes.
It's a hard call. I'm still trying to find the Mego box because I really, really want my Cornelius for the monkey shelf.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've got to Planet of the Apes Cornelius, like the original Mego somewhere.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
The only one I have is Cornelius, but he has a place of honor on that shelf. So yeah. I know they're there somewhere because Mom kept feeding them to me. Like for my birthday one year, I got the Batman and the Catwoman, and the Hulk that's over there came home with me one time. So I know they're there somewhere. I just haven't found them yet. But I have like the Batcave and all the vehicles. The Batcave, all the Bat vehicles, like the Bat Van, the Spider Car.
Oh, shit.
There was a Fonzie. I don't know if the Fonzie's still in there. I had the Fonzie and the Fonzie cycle too. The Fonzie that had the switch on the back that would do this.
Do the hay?
Yeah. His thumbs were opposable. And you pump his thumbs and flick the thing on his back and he would do this.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah. Now, back then. So, anyway. So, that's all I got. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that's pretty much it. At some point I will do Moon Knight on Parade and show all the cards that I've just It's interesting to go out there because there are all the different art styles, and it's kind of realized that Moon Knight has been like this plot magnet. That somebody's like, I got an idea. I don't know if it works. What if the superhero is schizophrenic? I got the guy. I got the guy. What if he was resurrected by a moon god? I got the guy.
Oh, I got such a guy.
Oh, I got a guy for you. How about he has an alter ego that's a superhero and one's a luchador crime fighter? Got him. I got a guy. I know where we can go with this. And
Yeah,
then,
he
oh,
has.
I need somebody who can beat the Avengers, steal all their powers, and wield Mjolnir. Ah, I got a guy.
guy. That's funny.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, and so
man.
we still have the website. I was thinking I might just like post pictures of them and say,
Dude,
this is a card I got. This is why I like it. This is why you won't. And
that's
they just
perfect.
critique, you know,
That's
I like it for
perfect.
these reasons. Why won't you like it? Because of blank, 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 and blank. It's this. It's not clear. It's not, limited. It's and getting into that, there is like so much bullshit with card collecting.
It's like any collecting. There's always the bullshit.
And it's just like, it's like, okay, you've got your base set, then you got your parallel set, then you got your super rare parallel set, then you got your super, super rare parallel set, then you've got numbered series, and you're like, oh my fucking Lord, why does this card worth $300 from this guy and $2 from this guy? It's the same image. And that's where you learn that this one's numbered to 25 and has a gold background and this. And it's like, I'll sometimes watch the videos of guys at card stores, card shops, flipping cards and all that. And it's like, it's all make believe. It's like, it's all pretend money. It's all monopoly. I'll give you this Justin Hebert for your Joe Burrow and your T Higgins and the throwing a Taylor
fantasy
Holder.
sports. That's what it is.
It is fantasy. It's fantasy poker sports cards something.
Yep.
And all the people who are really successful at look like the fantasy poker players, just kind of overweight.
Did you
yeah, that'll go out. We'll have the guy follow us and be like, oh, well, now you're ragging on everybody.
We're a little bipolar.
Anyway, we opened with the funk of a card shop, so
we kind of set the tone early. That image of Arthur Adams, the Arthur Adams image. The black creature of the Black Lagoon. Is that like from a card? Is that from a book? What is? Or is that just something he did for fun?
Pinup? Because you sent it to me like 10 minutes after it popped up in my Facebook feed.
Oh, really?
And it was like creature features, and I was like, damn, that is cool as hell.
It is awesome. With
and then I got called into
Aztec warrior chick in front of him. I was like, that's so awesome.
Yes, that is a badass Art Adams illustration.
Yeah, he's underrated.
He really is. And it's kind of funny when you look at his stuff. And he's sort of a precursor to the line guys. It's like when I, joke and tell you that like I would write why do I like it? And, why wouldn't I like it? Some of it's going to get into kind of that I like off model stuff where like the artist's style kind of takes over. And so instead of being this buff, very, very, generic looking superhero, like, okay, I drew the muscle man and now I'm going to draw a little cape and a mask on him and he's Batman. And I'm going to erase that, draw a different cape and a mask. And now he's somebody else.
Right.
Where the artist kind of goes in and makes the character his own or does something kind of unique with the character. So it just gives it a little bit more personality. The Sanford Green, the guy who did the Iron Fist, he's with the jumpsuit with the stripes and all that. He draws Luke Cage, like in the yellow shirt, but like with the vest over the top.
Yes.
And there's one of those cards in the same insert set. And if I can find it for the right price, I might buy another case and then just have the Heroes for Hire.
That would be cool.
And that same micro motion sort of, very, very kind of a cool looking pairing, and it'd be the same artist. And I really liked what he did with the characters when they brought back Heroes for Hire several
Mhm.
years ago
It
and
was a good
ran.
run. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
reading that.
Mhm.
Actually, that was, well, I think that was when the boys were doing a little bit of dabbling in collecting, and, one of them was getting that, and I was reading it after they were done with it. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, we had they had pull boxes at the comic shop in Houston before we moved for what they could afford, which is not much
Nice.
now, $3 a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
$200 and they had a
yeah.
new baby and comic books.
Yeah, or 10 cents. That should it's a 30x. Is that what it is?
Yes, exactly.
So, all right. Well, I think that will do it then for episode 90 of
Woo!
Slurp Toast, the podcast. Hey, if we do a couple of podcasts on the run in San Diego in July, we might get the 100 before the year's over.
Hey, that would be kind of fun.
Wouldn't it? I've been trying to figure out how to do a couple of I think we'll talk about it later, but I think we can do some streams with some people we might know or can run into and do guerrilla stuff. We might be able to do some things, but we'll figure that. I'll
Yeah,
figure
to
that out
just set
before
up
we
at
go.
a table and pretend to be important. People come
Yeah.
by. Hey, you want to be on a podcast? Yeah. Booger.
I was gonna say we'll go interview Virgil, but he's dead, so we can't do that.
Oh man, all the
Oh,
people.
that's the other thing I was gonna mention. That's a horrible segue, and I apologize, but you know that do you
Little
know the
rough.
show
Little
Dark
rough.
Well, it's gonna get worse. Hold on to your wigs and keys. Do you know the show Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah, yeah. I watched. Yes, I've watched a couple of them.
They did an episode of Daphne last week, and
Oh
it broke
damn.
my heart.
Oh wow.
She was bipolar. She had a career ending injury, and she took her own life. People were trying to save her, help her. And normally I'm just like, yeah, whatever with those. But because we had met her and talked to her,
Mhm.
that one hit kind of close to home. And I was like, she was so cool and so nice to us. I told Laura she was like our first interview for Gonzo Geek that any of us ever did.
Yeah, yeah.
And that
And she was
was,
very nice to let us hang out with her at the booth because
yeah.
otherwise, it's like, yeah, they're creepers. I think creepers are legit. No, they're borderline
Yeah, but yeah, so that one was kind of rough to watch because we had at least that tangential, you know.
connection
And
to it. Yeah.
I saw her like a couple of years later, the second WrestleMania we went to. The day
Yeah.
before you came, they did a fan thing downtown, and she was there. And we sent her one of the Rudo shirts for the
Yeah.
interview, and I was wearing the Rudo shirt. And she recognized me from the shirt, and it was kind of cool. So yeah, that one was a little sad, a little rough. But anyway, I told you it was gonna be a rough segue. But anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
so if you're interested, Dark Side of the Ring, it's on Vice, and yeah. Anyway, all right. Now that I've brought the whole internet down, we're gonna end episode 90 of Slurp Toast, the podcast. We'll see y'all in a couple of weeks when it's July. Until then, I'm still Bruce.
I'm still Steve.
And I got to find the end stream on this giant ass screen. There it is. And we'll see you next time, kids. Bye.
Alrighty. Bye.